There is something deceptively peaceful about Massachusetts. Historic towns, stone walls, white churches, and forests that look almost painted in autumn. It seems as though the wilderness retreated long ago, leaving people with nothing but picturesque ponds, salt marshes, and deer grazing on lawns. But that is only a facade. Dense forests begin just beyond the suburban homes, while the waters of Cape Cod hide predators many people have almost forgotten. Nature did not disappear, it adapted. Backyard cameras now capture unexpected visitors more and more often, and at night, unfamiliar sounds drift out of the darkness. Today, we are looking at 15 predators that are returning to Massachusetts or appearing more frequently near people. Some have always lived here but remained unnoticed. Others have rebuilt their populations and are reclaiming their former territories. We ranked them by danger and by how dramatically their presence changes the familiar image of this peaceful state. And the creature at number 1 may already have crossed your backyard while you were asleep. Subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments which part of Massachusetts you are watching from. Let us begin. Number 15. The common snapping turtle. You do not usually think of a creature lying at the bottom of a pond as a predator, but the common snapping turtle, found in nearly every slow-moving stream, farm pond, and river backwater in Massachusetts, possesses a kind of prehistoric power. Its appearance has changed little since the age of the dinosaurs, making it a living fossil that survived catastrophes that erased giants from the earth. It has a shell the size of a large platter, often coated in algae, a long, serrated tail, and a head that seems far too large for its body. It is an ambush predator. It can remain motionless on the muddy bottom for hours, waiting for an unwary fish, frog, or even duckling to swim past. Its long neck shoots forward with astonishing speed, and its beak-like jaws snap shut with the sound of a breaking branch, capable of crushing a finger with tremendous force. In the water, the turtle would usually rather retreat and disappear into the murk. But on land, when a female is crossing a road to lay eggs and feels cornered, she is ready to defend herself. People bend down to help her across and suddenly discover that her neck reaches much farther than expected. Her bite is not venomous, but it can cause deep lacerations that require stitches. She has been beneath the surface of your favorite swimming spot all along, a silent guardian of ancient waters. Number 15 is a reminder that history is still waiting at the bottom of your favorite pond. Number 14. The northern water snake. This predator is not dangerous because of venom. It has none. Its danger lies in deception, in its ability to cause panic simply by being seen. The northern water snake is a master of mistaken identity. With its dark, heavy body and patterns that become difficult to distinguish when wet, it is frequently confused with the venomous copperhead or even the cottonmouth, which does not occur in Massachusetts. But when you see a thick snake moving through the water near the shore or basking on rocks, logic gives way to instinctive fear. The primitive part of your brain sounds the alarm, and every thought about proper identification disappears. In panic, people make mistakes. They try to kill it with a stick or trap it in a corner. Then the snake defends itself. It may strike repeatedly, hiss, and bite again and again. It is non-venomous, but its bite is painful, and substances in its saliva can make the wound bleed heavily, creating the appearance of a much more serious injury. It is a determined defender that may fight with the fury of a far more dangerous opponent. It is also the reason for countless calls to animal control every summer. It is the living embodiment of fear waiting at the water's edge. Number 14 is a predator that hunts not your flesh, but your composure. Number 13, the striped skunk. Yes, a skunk is a predator, and an effective one. At night, it patrols your lawn, digging up grubs and hunting mice, voles, and even the chicks of ground-nesting birds. It tears into bee and wasp nests while barely reacting to the stings, protected by thick skin and dense fur. But that is not what makes its return to the suburbs so noticeable. Its main weapon is chemical. This is not merely a bad smell, but a complex sulfur-based spray capable of causing temporary blindness and severe irritation of the respiratory system. Its ability to fire this caustic, blinding liquid up to 3 meters gives it an almost perfect defense and allows it to live fearlessly among people and their pets. A growing skunk population in Massachusetts means more unpleasant encounters. A curious dog left unattended in the backyard may return home temporarily blinded and in agony, rolling across the grass in an attempt to escape the burning sensation. One careless step near the trash cans after dark can ruin not only your evening, but your entire week, soaking your clothes and home with an odor that seems almost impossible to remove. The skunk is a silent hunter whose presence you are more likely to detect with your nose than your eyes. Number 13 proves that you do not need fangs to dominate the suburbs when you possess something far more powerful. Number 12. The red-tailed hawk. Look up on almost any clear day in Massachusetts and you are likely to see one. Soaring high overhead on broad, steady wings, it seems like a symbol of freedom and wilderness. But to a squirrel, chipmunk, rabbit, or careless cat, it is the shadow of death. The red-tailed hawk is one of the most widespread and successful large predators in the state. Its eyesight is several times sharper than a human's, allowing it to detect the slightest movement in the grass from hundreds of feet above and distinguish shapes and colors that would blur together for us. It has adapted perfectly to our world. It nests on power line towers and tall trees in city parks. It hunts beside highways, scanning the shoulders for rodents while ignoring the roar of traffic. Its piercing, rasping call, often used in Hollywood as the voice of an eagle, has become part of the soundtrack of both rural landscapes and urban outskirts. With recovering forests and abundant small mammals, red-tailed hawks thrive. They are silent observers that seem to see everything. Every open yard and every bird feeder that attracts rodents becomes a prepared table. They learn our routines, knowing when the lawn is empty and when the perfect moment to strike has arrived. Number 12 is a predator hiding in plain sight, directly above everyone's head. Number 11, the great horned owl. If the hawk is the daytime guardian of the sky, the great horned owl is its king of the night. Silent as a ghost, it glides between the trees on wings edged with specialized feathers that dampen the sound of flight. Air passes across those feathers without producing the turbulence and noise created by ordinary wings. Its prey never hears it coming. Often called the tiger of the sky, the great horned owl is an extraordinarily powerful predator. Its talons can close with enough force to crush the bones of its prey, and its grip is extremely difficult to break. It can carry surprisingly heavy animals. It is one of the few predators that regularly hunts skunks, largely ignoring their chemical defense. It also preys on opossums, raccoons, rabbits, and occasionally very small cats or dogs left outside at night. Its deep, muffled hooting drifting through the forest is not merely a sound of nature. It is a territorial declaration, an announcement that the hunt has begun. With extensive woodland and a strong prey base, the population of great horned owls in Massachusetts remains secure. It is a shadow with glowing yellow eyes watching your home from the darkness. Number 11 is proof that some of the most dangerous things arrive in complete silence. Number 10. The orca. This predator appears only rarely off the coast of Massachusetts, but every sighting instantly becomes an event. The orca is the largest member of the dolphin family and one of the most sophisticated hunters in the ocean. Its black and white body is unmistakable even from a distance, while the tall dorsal fin of an adult male can rise above the surface like a dark sail. Local researchers and fishermen are especially familiar with a male nicknamed Old Tom. Unlike most orcas, which live in close family groups, he is almost always seen traveling alone or alongside pods of dolphins. He can be recognized by the distinctive shape of his dorsal fin, allowing observers to track his appearances over many years. In 2026, Old Tom was spotted several times off the Massachusetts coast, first near Stellwagen Bank and later not far from Nantucket. His appearance is a reminder that beneath the calm surface of the Atlantic lives a predator capable of hunting large fish and other marine animals. Orcas possess powerful jaws, advanced intelligence, and complex hunting methods that can be passed from one generation to the next. Old Tom does not mean that a permanent pod of orcas has settled off Massachusetts, but the fact that this solitary giant returns to the state's waters again and again makes every encounter both unsettling and mesmerizing. Number 10 is the lone king of the Atlantic, whose dark fin may suddenly rise among the waves. Number 9, the red fox. It is a genius of adaptation. While other predators avoid people, the fox has learned to live beside us and use our world to its advantage. It has transformed the suburbs of Massachusetts into ideal hunting grounds. Thick shrubs for cover, lawns filled with rodents, and trash cans as an extra food source. The fox is an intelligent and cunning predator. We see it as a graceful, beautiful animal flashing through the headlights. But to chickens in an unsecured coop or a rabbit in the backyard, it is a ruthless killer. It is famous for its hunting technique of leaping high into the air and plunging into grass or snow to catch a hidden mouse. Its success is partly a result of our own expansion. We created ideal conditions by removing large competitors such as wolves and providing an endless buffet of food. But living so close to people carries risks. Foxes can carry rabies and other diseases, while bolder individuals may come into increasingly frequent contact with people and domestic animals. Number 9 is a predator looking at us from our own garden and seeing not a threat, but an opportunity. Number 8, the osprey. At first glance, it is simply a large bird hovering motionless above the water. But the moment it detects movement beneath the surface, the calm ends. The osprey folds its long wings and drops, thrusting its powerful feet forward. An instant before impact, it positions its talons to seize the fish with both feet, then bursts back out of the water, carrying its prey into the air. Its entire body is designed for a single purpose: hunting over rivers, lakes, and coastal bays. Almost the osprey's entire diet consists of fish. It can detect prey from high above, break through the surface, and plunge completely into the water after it. Sharp talons, rough pads on its feet, and a reversible outer toe prevent a slippery fish from escaping. After a successful strike, the osprey even turns the fish so that its head faces forward, reducing air resistance during flight. These birds were once devastated by pesticides and the destruction of nesting sites. But after DDT was banned, waterways were cleaned, and artificial nesting platforms were installed, ospreys spread once again along the coast and inland waters of Massachusetts. Today, their enormous nests can be seen on poles, platforms, towers, and other structures near the water. Their return is considered a sign of recovering aquatic ecosystems. But to a fish lingering near the surface, the appearance of a dark silhouette overhead means only one thing: the predator has already chosen its target. Number 8 is a living harpoon system returned to the skies above Massachusetts. Number 7, the peregrine falcon. This is not merely a predator, it is a masterpiece of natural engineering, the fastest animal on the planet. During a hunting dive, it can exceed 300 kilometers per hour, transforming into a living missile aimed at its prey. Peregrine falcons once came close to disappearing from North America because of DDT, a pesticide that caused their eggshells to become dangerously thin. But extraordinary conservation efforts brought them back. And they did not choose only cliffs and rocky ledges. They also chose our cities. The skyscrapers of Boston, Worcester, and Springfield became artificial cliffs. Bridges, including Boston's Zakim Bridge, offered secure nesting sites and excellent views. City pigeons and starlings became an almost unlimited food supply. The return of the peregrine falcon is a conservation success story, but it is also the story of a predator that adapted to our world and now hunts directly above our heads in the heart of civilization. To witness one strike in the center of a city is to see a primeval drama unfold against concrete and glass, a flash of wilderness inside our ordered world. Number 7 is the speed of darkness returned to the city's highest towers. Number 6, the fisher. This animal is surrounded by myths. Local legends attribute blood-chilling, woman-like screams to it, along with a level of ferocity without limits. Much of that is exaggerated, but not all of it. A member of the weasel family, the fisher is a compact mass of muscle and restless energy. It returned to the forests of Massachusetts after being nearly eliminated because of the value of its fur. Its comeback was remarkable. The fisher is one of the few predators capable of successfully killing porcupines. Rather than attacking from the front, it circles the animal and delivers repeated bites to the unprotected face until the porcupine weakens. It is fast, intelligent, and remarkably bold. It climbs trees easily, pursuing squirrels with astonishing agility, yet it is just as effective on the ground. In recent years, fishers have appeared more often in suburban areas, attracted by bird feeders, or more accurately, by the squirrels and chipmunks gathering beneath them, and sometimes by poorly protected domestic animals. Hearing a sharp, piercing cry at night, often wrongly blamed on a fisher when it may actually come from a fox, is enough to remind you that the wilderness has moved much closer to your doorstep than you realized. Number 6 is the nervous energy of the forest compressed into one small but formidable predator. Number 5, the bobcat. It is the ghost of the Massachusetts forest, an extraordinarily secretive cat capable of living close to people for years without ever being seen. Sometimes the only proof of its presence is a set of round tracks in the snow or a few seconds of footage from a trail camera at the edge of the woods. Bobcats have long occupied western and central Massachusetts, and they are gradually expanding into the northeastern and southeastern parts of the state. This is not the much larger Canada lynx, but a compact, muscular predator roughly twice the size of a domestic cat. It is easily recognized by its short tail, spotted coat, broad paws, and small ear tufts. The bobcat favors dense woodland, rocky slopes, wetlands, and overgrown areas where it can remain almost invisible. It is a master of ambush. Instead of committing to a long chase, the bobcat stalks its prey silently, freezes, and then attacks in one short, explosive rush. Rabbits, squirrels, mice, birds, and other small animals make up most of its diet. It may occasionally attack a young or weakened deer, but such prey is not the foundation of its survival. Despite the growing number of sightings, bobcats almost always avoid people. Yet their appearance near suburban homes shows just how close the wild world has moved to our backyards. While you stare into a motionless wall of trees, this cat may already be watching you without revealing the slightest sign of its presence. Number 5 is a silent hunter that never fully disappeared from the forests of Massachusetts, but is now appearing more often in places where it had not been expected for decades. Number 4, the bald eagle. A symbol of the nation. A bird rescued from the very edge of extinction. By the early 1980s, not a single nesting pair remained in Massachusetts. They had vanished after pesticides accumulated in fish, their primary food source. But the ban on DDT and decades of intensive reintroduction and conservation work brought them back. Their return has been extraordinary. Today, many nesting pairs live across the state. They can be seen soaring above the Connecticut River, Quabbin Reservoir, and even areas near Boston. The bald eagle is not merely a scavenger. It is a powerful hunter. With a wingspan of more than 2 meters and massive talons, it can pull large fish from the water, attack waterfowl such as ducks and geese, and sometimes take mammals. Its return has changed the balance at the top of the food chain. Wherever bald eagles appear, other fish-eating birds such as ospreys must remain alert because eagles are famous for stealing prey from them in midair and triggering dramatic aerial pursuits. To see one is to witness a conservation success, but also to recognize the power that has returned to the skies of Massachusetts. Number 4 is the resurrected king ruling from above once again. Number 3, the black bear. It is the largest land predator in the state, and it no longer lives only in the remote forests of the Berkshires. Bears are moving east, reclaiming places they abandoned more than a century ago. They are seen around Worcester and in communities closer to Boston, following wooded corridors along rivers, utility lines, and undeveloped land. The black bear is extraordinarily intelligent and adaptable. It is an omnivore, but its powerful sense of smell leads it directly to the easiest source of calories: our garbage. Bird feeders, unsecured trash cans, and backyard grills become free buffets. That is when problems begin. Bears can lose their fear of people and start associating homes with food, returning to the same trash cans week after week. Most encounters end with the bear simply leaving, but a cornered bear or a mother defending her cubs is an overwhelming force. An adult weighing around 150 kilograms can smash through a window or force its way through a weak door. Their quiet return is one of the clearest signs that the line between the wild and our backyards has nearly disappeared. Number 3 is the large, hungry neighbor that has decided to move closer. Number 2, the great white shark. In summer, the beaches of Cape Cod seem idyllic: families, sunshine, and the open ocean. But over the last 2 decades, a predator that awakens a primal fear has returned to these waters: the great white shark. Its return is not an accident. It is a direct result of another conservation success: the recovery of seal populations. The Marine Mammal Protection Act helped save seals from persecution, and their colonies along the Massachusetts coast now number in the tens of thousands. Where there are seals, the animals that hunt them will follow. Every summer, numerous great white sharks patrol the waters of Cape Cod, making the region one of the world's most important areas of white shark activity. They are apex predators of the ocean, hunting machines refined by millions of years of evolution. Their presence has changed everything. Drones now scan the beaches, lifeguards use special warning flags, and surfers and swimmers understand that they share the water with something far larger and more ancient. Tragic attacks have become a harsh reality, reminding us that we are entering their world, not the other way around. This predator has changed not only the ecology of Cape Cod, but its culture, forcing people to look at the surf with both respect and fear. Number 2 is the return of an ancient terror from the deep, changing the way we see the ocean forever. Number 1, the deer tick. It does not roar. It has no fangs or claws. It is smaller than your fingernail, and yet it may be the most dangerous creature in Massachusetts by the one measure that truly matters: the amount of human suffering it can cause. The deer tick is not a predator in the usual sense, but a tiny parasite that depends on other animals for survival and dispersal. It does not chase prey or leap from an ambush. It simply waits on a blade of grass, a leaf, or a low shrub until a person or animal passes by. It can happen while you work in the garden, walk your dog, or follow an ordinary woodland trail. The tick catches onto clothing or fur, slowly moves toward a hidden patch of skin, and begins to feed. Its bite often goes unnoticed, and the tick itself can be so small that it resembles a speck of dirt. That invisibility is exactly what makes it so dangerous. While feeding, a tick can transmit several infections. The best known is Lyme disease, but there are other threats, including anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and the rare but extremely dangerous Powassan virus. These illnesses can cause fever, weakness, joint and muscle pain, neurological problems, and other severe complications. With abundant deer, rodents, and suitable vegetation, ticks have spread across nearly all of Massachusetts. from the islands and coastal communities to the forests of the Berkshires. They can be found in city parks, on lawns, beside homes, and in overgrown backyards. You may carry one indoors on your clothing or on a pet's fur and discover it only hours or even days later. It does not win through strength. It needs no speed, sharp teeth, or massive size. Its weapons are patience, invisibility, and the ability to enter places where people feel completely safe. Number 1 is proof that the greatest threat sometimes becomes visible only when it is already too late. Conclusion: Massachusetts may seem thoroughly settled and completely safe, but its wilderness never truly disappeared. Some predators survived beside people for centuries, hidden in forests, wetlands, and rivers. Others returned through population recovery, habitat protection, and environmental change. Peregrine falcons once again hunt above cities. Bobcats and bears move through the forests, and great white sharks, and even the occasional orca, can be seen off the coast. Most of these animals are not searching for conflict with people. They are simply adapting to the world we have built around them. But as our homes move closer to forests and waterways, our paths cross more often. The danger does not come from nature becoming crueler. It comes from the boundary between the wild world and human territory becoming harder to see. The main lesson of this list is simple. Keep your distance. Do not provide wild animals with food. Supervise your pets, and always check yourself for ticks after spending time outdoors. Massachusetts remains a beautiful and peaceful place, but behind that beauty is still a world of predators watching, hunting, and reclaiming territories that once belonged to them.